Go live.
Going live.
Ooh, the white balances.
Yeah, we're live, Ted.
Ted is pressing buttons. We're all going to die.
I'm here pressing buttons. Excuse the attire, but I've just got in from my lunar expedition module trip. The LEM, as the guys in chat will probably know. I've been away in the motorhome. I've just come back from the Forest of Bowland after spending a weekend at the Garstang Agricultural Show. Yeah, I lead an interesting life. It's just that the granddaughter, Skylar, was showing a cow.
Ooh, yeah. Showing a cow what?
Showing a cow. yeah. So there was lots of cows and big bulls and horses and things like that. So that's where I've been. And I've just more or less walked in the back door, had my tea, and dashed up and thought, yeah, there's something I need to do on a Monday night. What is it?
I have two burning questions, Ted. First of all, for the Scottish viewers, was it a great big coup?
It's a great big coup.
Great big coup. And also, why was Skylar showing a cow?
Well, yeah.
That requires some explanation, I think.
Well, what happens is Skylar is spending a few weeks with her dad, who happens to be a farmer.
How handy.
Yeah, as you know, this is the time of year when it's the agricultural shows, and people show off the best of stock and things that they've got. And you can go around a huge tent where people have put 4 potatoes on a plate in the class of 4 potatoes on a plate.
Do you know? I'm getting fond memories of the Ulverston market. Livestock market. That used to be fun to go and watch.
Or you can go to the next. You can go to the next section where it's three carrots on a square board.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and if you get a little carrot and it's moved a little bit off the board, it's disqualified because it's not on the board.
Is that a bit too urban if it goes on the board? A bit too metropolitan?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that's where I've been. So welcome back to Monday night eModels. And when I came back, I thought, I know what, I'll find some refreshments for after the show. So I dipped my hand in the box. You don't turn the light on, do you, when you go under the stairs? You just rummage around in the box and think, oh, that's bottle felt. That feels like a bottle. I'll have that. And I pulled it out and I just got upstairs and found it's a bottle, but it's got ships in it.
You thought you got the world's biggest bottle of gin there, and you're like, oh.
I thought I'd got a bottle of whiskey, but it's got ships in it.
Ships. It's going to stick in your throat, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's not good. Yeah. So here we are. Anyway, welcome to Monday night eModels, eModels.co.uk, and you will see that there's just the 3 of us tonight around here somewhere. Just the 3 of us. Chris isn't here. He's got some family sort of
real
things
life
to deal with in family. I think he's in chat. So yeah. So
he is in the chat. Gross Models is in there, mate. Huggages issued, Chris.
Yeah.
Big hugs to Chris.
Send you big hugs, and we're all thinking about you, mate. Yep. So that's it. Yeah. So we'll have the usual chat, mayhem, and things going on. We'll leave it all up to you to do the chatting to us. Tell us things and ask us things. But in the meantime, we'll go down to him down there, and we'll do terms and conditions. He's gone up there now.
I'm up there.
I'll put him on the big screen, Ted. There you go.
Wow.
You two are all little and tiny, and I'm massive.
Because we know deep down, Foxx really loves being on the big screen, don't you, mate?
Hello. Yes, well.
Welcome to the eModels Show, das ist richtig.
Yes, welcome to the eModels Show, eModels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. Every single one of them, all of them, they'll sort you out. So, as always, this is a show for eModels.co.uk. Ted's already on the... when you ask for a schooner, Ted, that's not quite what they meant.
With the arm in front of the bottle.
Wrong way.
Yeah, but when he does it, it goes... Anyway, yes, it's the eModels Show, so as always, It is a show for eModels.co.uk. This is their channel. So first and foremost, please keep it family friendly in chat. Have a good time, but please keep it family friendly. And of course, please refrain and do not discuss other model retailers, because that's really not cool. It's an eModel stream and they're your go-to retailer and you love them. And that's why you're watching this show. It's nothing to do with us. As always, like I say, if you are watching this and you can't see the live chat, then click on the YouTube icon that's down there in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen somewhere if you want to be able to join in the live chat, because it'll take you to YouTube where you can watch and join in. If you're on a mobile device, the chat might be underneath the video, so scroll down a bit. Don't forget, of course, though, ask us anything, because Lord knows we'll need your help for stuff to talk about. We do all have the chat in front of us, but we are all old and our iPads and things are very small. So please make sure, if you want to get our attention, put your comment in big, fat, capital letters so we have a chance to see it. If you want to, you can do a super chat by doing the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. That also gives us a chance to see your comment. But if we miss your comment, apologies. The chat can go quite quick, so just try your comment again in a few minutes if we miss it the first time round. We'll do our best. But we are very busy trying to be pretty on telly. Now, we have a very good What's in Store tonight, and we have a very, very good giveaway, so it's worth sticking around to the end.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah.
I haven't had time to have a look at it yet. So, but,
No,
yeah.
I ain't got a Scooby, Ted, to be honest with you, mate.
Scooby! Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
Mark Shellard says I'm looking like a dentist surgeon.
Yeah, actually, you do have that kind of...
Yeah, he's not in uniform. Does he have to have a meeting without coffee, Fox?
Yeah. Hey,
Wait, hang on.
I'm in charge. Did you not get the memo because it's hot?
Dressed like a dentist, eh?
I might have broken etiquette and not bothered to read it, Ted.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Colin, are you not getting palpitations because Ted's dressed like a dentist?
Mate, honestly, I'm puckered in places that, I don't want to be.
Are you getting the fluttery beer butt going on?
Yeah, I'm like,
I clean that one up.
I haven't had the pliers on it. Honestly.
I'm getting flashbacks to customs. I'm not that old yet, thankfully. It's not 50 anymore. It's 65.
Yeah,
now.
it's when you go to the doctors for tonsillitis and they go, could you assume the position?
Take all your clothes off. My tonsils are...
Yeah, you go with a bad elbow and we haven't seen you for many months. And you're due your 60-year-old inspection. Can you?
Yeah, and it's always the guy with hands like Jeff Capes, isn't it? It's like...
or the lady with hands like Jeff Capes.
Yeah. You due your MOT.
It's intriguing for me because my surgery, my doctor's surgery, is basically all female. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting when that comes around in a few years.
As well, belly and bench, what's in the belly and what's on the bench. And also, if you want to get a ding, you've got to have finished a thing.
And we have, of course, we're only doing shows every couple of weeks now. Was it 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, the last one? I can't remember. So anything you finished in the last, let's say, couple of weeks is dingable.
Absolutely.
And to kick the night off, we've got a real serious model making question from Bill Cropper.
Oh, God, have we? Oh,
dear.
Yeah, question. Recommendations for a good quality acrylic metallic. Some that aren't too delicate and be thinned okay, etc., etc. Yeah.
I can think of. What are you going? Is it going to be airbrushed or brush painted? Does he ask that?
Yeah, but thinning metallics, not really that sort of advisable because
no,
they tend to. The flake doesn't work.
Yeah.
My recommendation would be if you are airbrushing. I really recommend, if I can reach them, if I can reach them.
I'm just trying.
If it's something that's not going to be handled a lot and you're looking for nice metallic colours, I don't know what I'm shaking it for. One of the finest grain metallic acrylics you're going to get is the Vallejo acrylic metal colour.
Yeah.
It's hard to read the label. But they have a whole different selection of paints like jet exhaust, burnt steel, blue steel, loads of different shades and tones. And they're so thin, you don't need to thin them at all because they're thin enough for airbrush. And then when you paint, if you brush them on, they're just you really get almost no grain at all.
He's clarifying a bit of both, but mainly brushed.
Okay, well...
right.
They can be brushed.
Metals, haven't you? You've got AK Extreme Metals. It depends on.
Yeah, I was just looking for some of them, Cole. I thought I had some to hand, but
what's that? The AKs, Ted?
Yeah, they're
Yeah, I've
brilliant.
got some
sort of
right in front of me, mate.
stuff. Yeah, come in a tube.
Like that.
Tube.
Yeah, there's them. Yeah, the
It's also-
true metal.
it's al-
True metal.
It's also worth
metal,
looking
yeah.
into some of the while he's looking for those. It's also worth looking into some of the miniature painting acrylics, like
Yeah.
the metallics, like the Vallejo, like game colours.
Yeah.
Have a couple of silvers in there. Citadel range have have loads of nice metallics like lead belcher, Stormhouse silver, bronzes, golds. The Citadel's got a nice big selection of those. They're really nice to paint with. Don't even begin to think about painting with Tamiya because they're not acrylics and they're horrible.
Yeah, don't be
If you brush
like
them,
me
they're
and have
too
one or
flaky.
two bottles of Citadel because it can get addictive buying them.
Although this is an e-model show, so please buy as many as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you're brushing them, these ones are awesome for both. But yeah, the real colours. What have you found one yet, Ted?
I can't find it. I don't know.
You're on about the ones in the tubes, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
I haven't got them, I'm afraid.
But,
Dave
yeah,
Carpel
it
says
depends.
can't brush the AKs, they've got to be sprayed. Thought they are good, he loves them. There you go, mate. Bill Cropper's going, thanks, chaps. Muchly appreciated. No problem.
Also
Yeah, but
dep-
it depends what you're painting and whether it's going to be handled or anything like that. But
Yeah.
them
I mean, it's-
true metals are brilliant.
It's also when Ted says what you're painting, it's also a case of not just what you're painting, but what you're painting. That makes no sense at all, I know, but like, are you painting some metallic details or are you painting an entire aircraft fuselage bare metal? So some paints like the Vallejo ones go on so smooth you could feasibly brush paint an entire aircraft with those if you weren't airbrushing them, although airbrushing's better. For something not quite that big, then brushable acrylics like Vallejo or Citadel, they do some really good ones. But they're more designed for small concentrated painting rather than...
There are such a selection now of the metals.
Yeah.
isn't there? I mean, we've all got different ranges of it now. Some
yeah.
work for some things, others work for other things. Don't forget as well, take into account your environment. Hot and humid and things like that can make a difference.
Yeah. But at all costs, don't ever brush paint. I mean, don't ever brush paint Tamiya paints anyway, but don't ever brush paint Tamiya metallics because they're so bitty and grainy. I don't like Tamiya metallics because they're so...
No,
It
only
looks like
end
candy
up
paint.
badly, won't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you've sandblasted it and then painted it silver. They're not...
Got a belly and bench, folks. Donald Mackenzie. Belly, battered
Donald
sausage
Mackenzie.
sutter, and bench HMS Conqueror.
Ooh. Chris at Gross Models accepts all hugs, he says. Yeah, big hugs to Chris.
Another modelling question. Winter Sky. I have a question. I have never used Tamiya LP paints before, and I do not have an airbrush. Any advice?
LP paints. They're the lacquers.
They're the lacquers, Tamiya LPs. To be honest with you, mate, I mean, when I done mine, they went
don't
through the
paint with
airbrush. I've never tried brush painting lacquers.
Did she say she's brush painting or airbrushing them?
Doesn't have an airbrush. Any advice?
Okay.
I think lacquer paints are going to sort of dry
Yeah,
almost
it's-
on the... Going to dry on the brush, aren't they, really?
You can brush paint with lacquers. I would strongly recommend you look up a YouTuber called Lincoln Wright.
That's
I don't know if he does it now, but he's the only one I can think of that does it. I don't know if he does it now, but he used to do a lot of Gunpla and Machine and Krieger painting with lacquers and brush painting with lacquers. You can do it, but they do dry really fast, so you have to kind of
That's it.
put flow agents and thin them a bit, and you have to, and I would recommend it strongly, even though you're not spraying them, get yourself a respirator. Not a dust mask, but a respirator, purely because if you're spraying lacquers, you absolutely have to have a respirator. Forget it. If you don't get one, you don't spray them. A proper, half mask. But if you're brush painting them, the fumes are incredibly powerful. It's a bit like sitting with an open pot of extra thin, the yellow extra thin glue all the time. So do get yourself a respi just so you're not breathing in the fumes. Because if you're brush painting, it's going to take a while, and you'll just feel like absolute dog's bottom the next day, and it could do you some harm. So make sure you get a respirator. You can brush them.
You only get one
what
set
they-
of lungs. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah.
When your wife, when your wife or your girlfriend or your daughter's painting the nail varnish on, how it fills with the room with vapours and. Yeah.
But I would recommend Lincoln Wright. I can't remember if he's actually just called Lincoln Wright. I can't remember what he calls his channel, but look him up. He's He's one of the few modelers I know that actually brush paints with lacquers, or did a while ago exclusively, and he does some wonderful work. And it's just his method is a case of thin it and work fast, and just, there you go. So that's some good advice to be had from him there.
Keith Winter Sky mentions about painting with, just going back to painting acrylics with a brush and an airbrush. Keith Winter mentions that Ammo actually have a book. I'm sure eModels would have a copy of said book.
Excuse me.
Have a look through the website and see if it's there anyway.
Dave Cardboard. Oh, steady Neris. Dave Cardboard says, since this show has gone wildly off topic, talking about models, I've picked up a subject I sprayed. Yeah, I picked up a subject I sprayed months ago, and it's got loads of cracks in it. How to fix AK Real Colour over Alclad Primer. Okay, AK Real Colour is acrylic.
I'm not
Is
sure.
it? I think.
Yeah, I think they've dried at different times,
it's
isn't they? And one's gone.
Yeah, it's a bit like Tamiya.
Is it like a lacquer? Okay,
Yeah.
and he said over Alclad primers, which could either be lacquer or enamel or acrylic. If you get cracking, it means that the top has dried at the top of the layer of paint or layer of paints, however many you've got. The top layer has dried at a different rate to the bottom layer, a bit like mud drying out on the bottom of a lake bed. So the bottom, as the top dries out, it contracts, but the bottom's still not fully dried, and you get this cracking and this pitting. It could be because you've mixed two different paint types. If you've got, say, if you've got a lacquer paint and you're painting a lacquer paint onto something that's not lacquer, it can reactivate that paint and mess everything up.
I used to always tell myself, anything over lacquer over nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you can lacquer paint can go on top of lacquer paint.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's
Any
it.
other paint can go on top of lacquer. Or it could be that if your Alclad primer was perhaps one of their gloss black enamels, because they did do enamel primers, that can take a while to dry. So it could be while your top paint has dried fast, the primer underneath was still curing. And again, that tends to more often give you bubbles, but it can cause this cracking because it's like I say, it's like mud drying out. The top dries first.
Yeah.
My only suggestion is to get it in the Dettol and strip it completely and start again. If you're using lacquer paints, use a lacquer primer. There's no exception to that. If you're spraying a lacquer paint like through an airbrush, you can get away with acrylic primers because the lacquer paint isn't fluid. But if you're brush painting lacquer paints, you have to use a lacquer primer. So anything rattle can will tend to be a lacquer primer.
That's it. I mean, I've lacquered over UMP primer before, but I've let the UMP primer dry for 48 hours, so I know it's thoroughly done.
Yeah, and if you're airbrushing lacquers, it tends to be fine because it's aerosolized.
Mist coat,
dried
innit?
out,
A very fine tack coat, and then you just build it up and then do a final wet coat. But
there is one other possibility for that. That it's called alligatoring. It's called alligator skinning or alligatoring.
Yeah.
One other possibility is that the primer hasn't gripped the plastic at all well. Assuming it's plastic, that can either be because it's resin and you haven't cleaned it. If it's a resin model, if you haven't properly cleaned all the mold release agent off, then whatever you put on it is going to break off and flake away because it can't grip. Or it could be that the plastic, if it's an older kit, for example, for whatever reason, the plastic in the kit has either got mold release agent on it, or it's got some sort of oil on it, or grime from handling or something. So you don't normally have to wash plastic kits, not modern ones, but if it's an old vintage kit, or if it's a resin kit, it could be you just need to give it a wash. Get all the paint off it, get it Dettoled, and start again. But try not to mix paint types. Lacquers, I don't really spray lacquers because they're too much.
I mean, when I prime, I tend to key it with a buffer. Then I go over with a tack rag. Just give the surface a little key for the primer to bite into. Just another trick that might work for you.
Yeah, it does depend on the paints. Like I say, basically, if you're painting lacquer, it's got to be lacquer underneath. If it's airbrushing, you can get away with it. But if you're brush painting, you have to have lacquer underneath. Even if you're airbrushing, it's still a risk. Just for safety's sake, if you're gonna paint lacquer, use a lacquer primer.
Winter Sky saying thanks for the advice.
Bill Cropper confirms Lincoln Wright says paint on plastic is Lincoln Wright's channel. I forgot what it's called.
Plastic, yeah.
Paint on plastic. Yeah, he does a lot. He still does, I think, a lot of look at lacquer brush painting. It's really
The
cool.
Bobbins belly tonight was a lamb steak with mustardy mashed potatoes. That sounds nice.
I like the sound of that.
We missed one above that. Jeff Light says belly, mixed salad with quiche Lorraine. Yeah, very, very healthy.
I'm not a big fan of quiche.
A bit summery, that isn't it? So yeah,
It's a bit 1970s middle class for me, quiche.
Bench, PHR is Battle Walker. Beverage of choice: white rum and lemonade. Oh, we've got an extra one there. We've got a beverage. Yeah. Belly bench
beverage.
and belly bench and beverage. It could be a new theme.
Kevin Stevens says belly was beans on toast with grated cheese. That's a Welsh rarebit.
Nice.
Washed down with coffee. Bench is a fire dragon diamond art.
Oh, nice
and I
one.
just remembered, Colin, I meant to tell you, for dinner in a day or two, Mama Foxx is going to have a pie because her mouth's back to normal now.
Yeah.
So she can eat hot food again. She's going to have a pie and I'm going to make her some mash. So she's going to have pie and mash.
Oh, legend.
But not liquor. Because I can't remember what the hell liquor is.
Mama Foxx has just achieved legendary status.
But you know what makes the mash even better? It's actually smash mash from a tube.
Oh, they build them with their metal knives.
I know. I've never made it before, and I made it the other day for her, and it was like, I got it a bit too thin, so it was like semolina, but she liked
Oh,
it.
good for her, mate. I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
Your mum now has been promoted to honorary Londoner.
Oh, and I have to say as well, there was a message for the next few days. For the moment, Chris is Mama Fox's favourite, but only
That's all
'cause
right.
obviously-
I totally understand, and I'm happy to pass the
Only at the
torch
moment.
over.
Yeah. Dave Cardboard says, I think it's the primer, going back to his alligatoring. It's peeling down to the substrate. I thought I cleaned it, but I don't remember. Thanks. You shouldn't. This is the thing people say about cleaning model kits. I have never, ever cleaned a model kit, ever, apart from resin ones. And I've never had a problem with primer coming off. I think the problem is with old kits that were maybe made in the 80s and you've bought it from a second-hand salesman. It's like some old 1980s print when they used to be covered in Moldleys. Nowadays, injection moulding is much better.
Last
If it's from
one
like
I had it on was the monogram paddy wagon I got.
yeah,
Had mould release on it, but I just spotted and felt the plastic just felt a little bit greasy, didn't you know?
Yeah.
It was like,
I mean that's probably like a 40, 50-year-old tool, isn't it? So they're probably just still
Same
using the old
as me,
techniques for
then.
that one. Like I said, we did there.
thought I'd say that before you did. Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
It's also worth washing plastic when it comes from one of these like little tiny either Eastern European manufacturers you've never heard of,
Yeah.
or little tiny Chinese manufacturer even, because there's loads of little companies out there that you probably never heard of that make these little kits, and they're like a tenner, and they're wonderful little things, but they can be using really primitive tooling technology because they're only little tiny companies.
Model Inc. Yeah.
Yeah, and so if it's something like that as well, then it does pay to wash them sometimes. But nowadays you don't need to. But it could be if you've got if you've got a particular problem with hand jam, then you're making this model kit and you're just handling it all the time. It can be just hand jam.
Yeah,
If
just
you're
the
particularly
oil from
sweaty.
your fingers, isn't it? It's just how it is. Isn't
So I mean, there's no harm in washing. I've never done it, but I've never had a problem.
Yeah.
But there's no harm in it if it's an old kit or a small, tiny company you've never heard of. Then
Yeah.
But yes, it sounds like perhaps the primer's not doing its job very well.
Jacqueline Crochet Art Belly, the same as Kev Bench, is Diamond Art or another my crochet project tortoise.
Oh,
Yeah, she's
nice
making
one.
a tortoise. I sent her a picture of Flash from Finger Bobs.
I know, I saw that in the thing there yesterday,
Yeah.
It was during the brunch, I was doing the finger bobs thing.
Finger Bobs. Jeff Light says pie and mash, awesome. Oh yeah, it's going to be cheese and onion pie. It's a Fray Bentos as well, which makes it even better. Fray Bentos cheese and onion in the tin. That I'm not going to put in the microwave.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Somebody may have at some point done that, I'm sure. Did you even take the lid off? This makes it worse.
I just picked it up and put it in there, mate.
Not only did you put a Fray Bentos in the tin pan thing in the microwave, you had to lift the lid on as well.
One of the many things that led to my white appliances ban.
Yes, you are now not allowed to touch any appliance in the kitchen unless explicitly given
No,
permission.
there's no evidence of me ever doing that, is there, mate? Do you know how much I like you, mate? But, you are.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's a good job I never got you to video that and send me the video, and then ring out. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's called Fray Bentos. Fray Bentos, do not put in the microwave cheese and onion pie.
Instructions: take lid off, put in oven. I'm sorry, I don't have a degree in rocket science.
Yeah, me, it was just, don't even look at the. Yeah.
I'll put it in the microwave next to the engine block. There you go.
No, that went in the bath.
I thought it went in the dishwasher.
No, the carburetors went in the dishwasher. The chrome twin SUs went in the dishwasher. And the gearbox and bath went in paraffin in a plastic bath, and it didn't end well.
I wasn't as bad, but I was stripping some chrome off some sprues, and I used oven pride cleaner and managed to splob a load of it on the bathroom carpet. If you ever wonder about like why you have to wear gloves with oven cleaner, there's now a burnt and I mean literally burnt hole in the carpet.
Yeah.
There's a little mat on the floor that covers it up. It just went on the carpet and went. Wow, I've never.
Yeah.
Good job I'm not touching that with bare hands.
Keith belly sausage and mash with carrots, peas, French beans and gravy. Bench is a rye build, a stoog.
Nice kit that. Agreement Robert had a fish supper with strawberries and ice cream.
Nice one.
Not at the same time. You don't want strawberries and ice cream with fish.
But it all ends up in the same place anyway, doesn't it?
All comes out the same.
Yeah, strawberries and ice cream. I know the summer favourite. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Well, we haven't had any dings yet, have we?
There's nobody finished a model in the last 3.
Yeah,
is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
I am scrolling up. Take note. I am scrolling up just to see.
Yeah. If you've got a ding, just start the comment with like ding or something in capital, so at least we can spot it. But yeah, is it 2 weeks or 3 weeks since we were last on?
2 weeks, mate.
2 weeks.
We changed, didn't we? Because we had that week off and then we switched round, didn't we?
Yeah. Dave Carbard asks if I'm suggesting he doesn't bathe enough.
That would be an
I can't tell you
matter.
that. I can't tell you that.
Yeah, but there are people you meet like that, aren't they? You shake hands with them and you need a towel to dry off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never wear somebody else's headphones. Ew!
Oh, no, that's wrong.
No.
Oh, no.
It's
Ear
like,
jam.
I went, where was I? It was a few years ago, I was in somewhere and they had like a few like VR test demo stations. I can't remember what it was now. And it was like, ew? No, I'm not putting on this that's been worn by hundreds of other stinky hoi polloi. No, thank you.
So this is where we're lucky with hearing aids. We just put on the telly sync, don't we? Said it's like it.
Yeah, I've got my hearing aids on Bluetooth now.
I know. Look at you all posh and suave.
Yeah, granted I couldn't hear anything when I first turned it on, but
that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
He really was like, can you hear me there?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
Hang on, I've got an order. It's a deep dish Mediterranean.
Yeah, I can't hear you. I'm deaf, you know.
Apparently, I also need to pull into the pit lane as well.
Hear me?
Oh well, yeah. I think if we're not going to get anybody, hang on. Yeah. I think if we're not going to get any more dings, we might as well go across to what's in store. I think.
We're going to do factoid first in case Mama.
Oh yeah, we don't get any of that, have we? Colin, apologies.
Oh, that's all right. See, good. I'm
Ted's
glad
fault.
I'm on board. I'm glad I'm on board.
See what happens when Chris isn't here.
It's only because I've got the buttons, see. So yeah, folks, it's Fester's factoid time coming up.
We just get carried away talking.
You do realise that means you've got the power. You've got the power to mute me when you want to. Just thought I'd let you know that.
I hadn't thought of that.
I'm an honest man.
I'm just bringing up the factoid so that it doesn't come up over the beginning of the screen, and we'll put one.
We now go over for the factoids.
Factoids.
Yeah, it should, in theory, say Fester's factoid on the screen. If it don't, then the button ain't working.
Factuloidarities.
Yeah, it's come up. Teach on this very day, coincidentally, August the 8th. I did an old man noise, I'm sorry.
You did?
Yeah, in 2007, he says, leading forward so we can see it, Barbara Morgan became the first educator to safely reach space. She was launched on the US Space Shuttle Endeavour to the International Space Station. This was because in 1986 she was the alternative for the first teacher selected, which was the late Krista McAuliffe, who sadly died with 6 astronauts in the explosion of the Challenger space shuttle.
Yeah, Krista McAuliffe was going to be the first educator in space, wasn't she?
That was so sad to see that, wasn't it? Because
And Ron McNair was going to play saxophone and record a piece of music with Jean-Michel Jarre, and that never happened.
Absolutely. So we're going
It
to
was going to be the first piece of music recorded in space, that would have been.
We're going to do some births now, folks. So we got births coming up now.
Birth.
I'm going to pre-warn you.
You don't need to.
Yeah, there's some big names coming up, folks. So
They've got big letters and big words.
yeah, Fox, have you been to the lavatory, mate? Because I've got a feeling I'm going to trip up on maybe one or two of these. So
I've got options, don't worry about
I'm
it.
going to have a go. First up, born on 8th of August 1948, is a Russian cosmonaut, an
Well, you're not bad with
aerospace engineer who was the first woman to walk in space. And her name was Svetlana Yevgenevna Savafisika.
Oh,
Also known as the water bear.
Yeah, also known as Svet. And she did 2 trips into space before a Russian cosmonaut had been the first woman in space in 63. So that's her name. Next up, we have. Oh, God. We've got another Russian, and he's an ophthalmic surgeon who developed radio.
What surgeon?
An ophthalmic.
Ophthalmic?
Yeah. OPCH.
He's an awful lamb.
ALMIC surgeon who developed the radial keratectomy procedure in 1974 to improve vision. So it's an eye person. And their name is Sviatoslav Nikolai Fyodorov. Cool, it's like saying that paint manufacturer there, isn't it? Fyod. Yeah. And he did surgery on short-sightedness called myopia, and it can be corrected by reshaping the cornea with a series of, I don't know why I'm doing it, shallow incisions in a spoke-like pattern. Yeah, a bit like the old, what's that game? The old pie game. What was that called? Trivial Pursuit. A bit like that. Where you cut it in.
My brain refuses to process any information that involves cutting the eye in any way, shape, or form. So it's blanked all of that out now.
It really does. It really does.
What did this guy do? No idea.
Yeah, it makes you feel a little bit, doesn't it? Who else have we got? Let's have a looky-loo. Last up, we have got a French mathematician called Gilles Poissonnet de Roberval, who developed.
My name is Gilles.
Yeah, in the developed powerful methods in the early study of integration, writing traity de invisibilities.
How many L's in that one?
Yeah, that'll know. He computed the definite integral of sin x and worked with the cycloid and computed the arc length of a spiral. There you go. That went well, didn't it?
But what if you computed the arc length of a spiral, but what if the spiral's bigger? There you go, see.
Pass. Right, folks,
Yeah.
we got some deaths coming up. Yeah.
All serious now. No laughing, Ted.
Yeah,
Control
all
yourself.
serious. First up, we've got
Ted's reading porn in the background.
we got an Englishman, English aviation engineer and pilot who was the pioneer of field jet propulsion. Sir Jack Whittle sadly died on this day in 1996 at the age of 89.
Why do I think it was Frank? Why do I think it was Frank Whittle?
Exactly. I thought, who is Frank
I thought it
Whittle?
was-
Because I thought that. And
I thought it was Frank Whittle.
yeah.
What?
Next
That's
up,
weird.
folks, we have got a Canadian marine ecologist, zoologist, and educator, Archibald Gowan Locke Huntsman with an H, who died in 1973, coincidentally, also at the age of 89. And he was a pioneer oceanographer and fisheries biologist. Yeah.
Did you struggle on the word fisheries?
We did, and I don't know why. Who else have we got? Last up, we've got an American bacteriologist bacteriologist even. Got that right. Called Frederick George Novi. And he sadly died on the 8th of August, 1957, but at the age of 92, folks.
92! Good God.
92.
There you go. You having trouble, Ted? I think Ted's lost his hearing again.
Yeah, no, that's all right. We can pad out for a little bit, can't we?
Yeah.
Mark Shellard, belly and bench, pucker chicken and bacon short crust pies are lush.
Ooh, pucker chicken. Pucker pies. Yeah, pucker pies are quite nice.
Yeah.
I never know, you know. You know, you get them, the pies and things you get in the petrol station. Is it ginsters or ginsters?
I call them ginsters.
I always call them ginsters, but I don't know why.
Yeah,
Never quite figured out how you're supposed to pronounce it.
You're northern and uncommon.
Yeah, but you gin, it's gin, so I don't know. I used to laugh at the idea of telephone sanitizers, says Dave Cardboard, until I picked up a really greasy handset in one office.
Absolutely. I'm getting grammar corrected by Paula Land Rider saying that's op, foul, Mike Fester. Yeah, I know, but I just say things wrong.
It's for the comedy.
Making Model says, evening, gents, and all in chat. Hello, Carl. How you doing, mate?
Can you hear us yet, Ted?
I could hear some pinging in the background there.
Yeah, I got some clicking in the background there. Ted, why don't you like go out and come back in again?
Can you let us know in the chat, folks, whether audio and video is okay, by the way? I'm going to check my settings just to make sure.
Yeah, it sounds all right to me, but...
let's have a looky, Lou, just to make sure that everything's fine, yeah.
Keith says, just heard Olivia Newton-John has died. Oh, dear.
Oh, what a shame, bless her. I know she had battled cancer, bless her, so may she R.I.P., bless her.
Carl at Making Models is in. Welcome, Carl.
I've read that one, mate.
Have you? You just read that one.
I did.
Winter Sky says, Bisto cottage pies are nice. Yes, they are quite pleasant.
Atol's off. Gonna go and have a shower. See you later, Atol. Take care, mate.
I need to tell Ted to maybe go out and come back in again, but
do you want to type a message in the chat? Actually, I can do that, can't I?
You could do that. Does Ted now to look at the chat?
That's a point. Yeah, I'll type it in anyway.
This is what happens when you mess about with Bluetooth things. You see, where you can just plug a headset in. It's much easier.
Let's send that to Ted, and I will get rid of my birth of the week thing as well.
Oh no, he just coughed. Can hear Foxx and Fester, but not Ted. Ted's not making any noise because he can't hear us. I just heard him cough. Boot him out, he will rejoin. That's an option.
Yeah.
Oh, he's typing.
He's typing. Yeah, I can remove him and let him come back in, but...
Look round the camera, I didn't see that.
Okay. There you go. If I nerf him out, then he can come back in, can't he?
Yeah.
Can you hear us now, Ted?
He says he's lost all sound in chat.
Right.
Some Bluetooth shenanigans with his hearing. He Bluetoothed his hearing aids, you see, so...
Yeah, that's why I go back to my headphones now, because I kept having issues.
Yeah.
Making Models, Carl says, I bet that felt good. Mate, the buttons power. There's something else I can also do. I can do that. I know. Bless him.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
Keith says it's your gremlins from yesterday. Yeah, a lot of us have had it. Ross had it last week. I had it yesterday. And, yeah, it looks like Ted's got it today. But all I did, Ted, was rebooted my computer totally, and so did Dave, and everything suddenly came back.
Yes, it's probably more likely a Bluetooth issue or something.
Yeah, it sounds like it. But anyway, mate, shall we go over and if I put you full screen, mate, we'll...
shall we do a what's in store?
Yeah, we'll do your what's in store, mate, and let you do the honours and tell the folks what's going on with your terms and conditions of what's in store.
I can't believe I have to do the T's and C's and the what's in store when it's my what's in store. Nobody else does it for me.
Do you want me to do it? I don't mind.
Go on, you do it. Go on, you do it.
There you go. Terms and conditions for what's in store. The princess, Foxx, is going to give you 6 items that he's randomly selected that are in store. You get to find the connection between them items, and when he comes back...
Oh, we can hear us now.
And says go...
Back.
you get then
Good girl.
an opportunity to type in the chat what you think it is, and you get the chance to win absolutely nothing. However, if you type it in before Foxx has said go, you get
The
Figure of
finger
shame.
of shame.
Figure of
Finger
shame.
of shame. So I'll just move him back so that he can start his what's in store, bless him.
Giant thumbs. My thumb is bigger than my head. Right.
Over to you,
I-
mate. Do you want me to add it to the stream for you in case
Like-
you're
like that, you
Foxx?
mean?
Oh, look at you.
But that's not the right one. Yes. Welcome, everyone. Yes, there is a theme tonight. It's very, very easy. Don't overthink it. It's very easy.
Oh,
That's
I
all
like
I'm going to
that.
say. You don't need to read any little bits of description. You'll get it. It's very easy. Now, let us move forward. We start tonight with a very important kit. And I wanted to do this one specifically because the eModels have now got like 1 billion of these in stock. Well, maybe not 1 billion, but... Oh, we forgot to say, of all these things that we're going to show, we don't know how many of these are actually in stock. They might have 1, they might have 1,000. So if any of these tickle your fancy,
Slap it in your basket.
and don't forget,
It's not yours till you check it out.
there you go. So if they've only got 1 in stock and you put it in your basket, but you don't buy it there and then, somebody else can buy it from out of your basket. So don't leave it hanging around. Now I do know they've got quite a few of these in stock. They managed to snag up a load of these, big chunk of stock in the UK. So a lot of you have been waiting for a long time for the 132nd Wingnut Wings Lancaster. Wingnut, of course, sadly went the way of the dodo, but Border Models bought all the dies and tools and everything to carry on with these, so now they are releasing this. It is technically, as far as I remember, a limited edition production. I don't know how limited. They might be making a 500 or a million, or I don't know, but apparently it is a limited run. So if you've been looking at one, and this is a holy grail kit, this is it's a 1/32 scale Lancaster with full interior.
That's gonna be big.
Yeah, if you've been looking at this for a while, I mean, look at man, they've got big stacks of them. If you've been interested in this for a while, then yeah, this is a holy grail kit.
Lee
It's
Barrett,
one-
Foxx says, thank God this ain't item number 3.
Yeah, I did think about that. Oh yeah, don't forget you're contractually obliged to buy item number 3 whether you want it or not. It is absolutely massive. The amount of detail on this thing is insane. All the detail, engine detail is there. It's got full, and I mean full interior. There's some good shots there. You can see all the full engine components.
Why do I get the feeling, Foxx, that this could be Pete saying to Ted, Ted, do you fancy building an aeroplane for us?
He's got his...
Nope.
No. Yeah, he's got to finish his Titanic. I mean, look at the detail on the seats, all the straps and stuff.
It's one of those kits we'd all love to do, don't get me wrong, but where would you put it?
Yeah, I mean, we are talking here museum quality model.
it
I mean,
is.
look at that. You've got every single dash, every single dial, and like fascia and stuff. You've got the little radar system there and the radio systems. It's an absolutely incredible model. People have been waiting for it for a long time, and when Wingnut fell over, everybody got really panicky. But thankfully, Border have taken it over. Like I say, how many they're going to do, we don't know. But if you've been looking to get one of these, eModels do have them in stock. There's photo etch and everything else.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at that.
This is a box very similar in size to Dora, folks. It is massive.
Graham McRoberts said it's got a 4-foot wingspan.
Yeah, it's as big as a child, basically. So if you haven't got any kids, if you've got a spare room, there you go, you can get this. But look at that.
If
It's
you
a
have
bit
got,
sideways. But...
if you have got kids, sell them. And buy
Yeah,
this.
sell them. Just sell them. You don't need them. They're not benefiting you in any way, shape, or form. When you get old enough, they'll just leave you and not give you any money anyway. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's insane detail. I mean, look at that. That's absolutely incredible. So if you have been thinking about this, you've even got the flattened wheels for the weight, then it's a once in a lifetime Holy Grail kit, and I had to show it. Look at the size of that hand compared to that wing.
Yeah.
Holy moly. So, yeah. There's not much more I need to say about that. I mean, it is truly an extraordinary
It's all there.
model.
It's a masterpiece at the end of the day, isn't it? It's one of them kits that it's your one-off build, isn't it? We all aspire to a Grail kit, and
Yeah, I mean, look at that. You even get the frame for the canopy is an actual frame.
Yeah. Once again, we say that it's 600 quid, but each of those engines is going to be a kit in itself.
yeah.
Yeah, there's probably as many pieces in each of those engines as there is in like a 1/35th tank from say Tamiya. So
Yeah, it's going to be.
It's one of those kits.
It's it's going to be at least 10 kits in one, isn't it?
Yeah, and if it is a limited run, then that's why you pay the price you do, because they may only be making, I don't know, however many they make. So there you go. That is the Border Models 132nd Avro Lancaster B Mark 1 or 3 X-wing nut wings tooling. I wanted to show that one because they've got it in stock now. I pimped it as well earlier on today because they do sponsor me, so I have to. So yeah, it's if just I don't need to say much more than that. There you go. That's how big the box is. It looks actually quite like a small box for such a big kit when you think about it, but it's quite deep.
It's just about 2 foot deep. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, them brown boxes contain one Lancaster.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. So they've got quite a few of them. Anyway, so there you go. That's the first one. Next up, that was the Border Models Lancasters. Next up, we have. Never mind. We have next one, the Dragon at 135th Red Devils Arnhem 1944. Nice simple little model kit here of just figures. The kind of thing that if you might make little dioramas and vignettes, and these little action sets of figures are really, really nice. And of course, the legendary battle at Arnhem. There's not a lot of information on this one. It's just 4 figures of the Red Devils fighting over the Arnhem Bridge. Could be the Nijmegen Bridge. That was in Arnhem as well.
I've got a little Bren carrier there that these guys could you build a Bren carrier, and these guys go nice next to it. Thing like that.
Yeah.
Sarah Jane says to me, "You'll have room for the Lancaster if you send that car kit to me." Just saying. I know what you're doing.
Yeah. So not much I can say on this one. Dragon do some really, really nice figures. So if you're interested in just making doing figure painting and making little vignettes and stuff like that, you can make a nice little vignette diorama with these. I must do some of those at some point. Like 2 or 3 figures on a little thing about that big.
Well, these are nice little palette busters where you can sit, watch a bit of telly, have that on the tea tray and a paint box, and just sit there and beaver away.
You say?
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing with figures like this is, I could sit and paint these for a week.
Yeah.
And it's like 13 quid. So that's a week of painting for me. Would be, it's a week of stuff to do there. So great. Good little way to keep yourself busy. Next up, I nearly closed the tab then. Next up, that's the Red Devils Arnhem 44. Next we have, and this is item number 3. Cashier number 3, please. You have to contractually buy this one, whether you want it or not. This is the ICM 148th Bristol Beaufort Mark 1 World War II British torpedo bomber, 100% new moulds. Again, it'll be quite big because it's 148th.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, no information at all on it. But it's an ICM, and as you know, ICM do some very, very nice kits.
Yeah, I did their fire engine. I think you did.
I did the little armoured
transport, German armoured thing.
Yeah, the Sonderkraftfahrzeug Ausführung. No, G.
Yeah, that's the one. I was just putting that was on the tip of my tongue, mate.
You're just going to say Sonderkraftfahrzeug Ausführung.
Oh, yeah, I was about to roll it out, mate.
Yeah, I beg your pardon. ICM do the lovely little kits where they're not over complex. They're not like 100 million tiny little parts, but they are beautifully done, and sometimes they fit together really unintuitively, but in a really good way. Like on the little vehicle I did, you've got the hull that's like that at the side. It's the little angled like vehicle, and there's no tabs and pins. It just fits together perfectly, and you think that's never going to work, and it goes.
The sprue gating was good. The panel lines or the seam lines seemed to be in places that weren't too obvious.
Yeah, and some of the way stuff fit together is, like I say, unintuitive but really nice.
Well, Cole's doing the ambulance, isn't he? Making models.
Yeah, Cole's doing
one of our builders. He's doing the
I think
ambulance.
That's an ICM, isn't it? Yeah,
that's ICM.
Yeah, Carl and Chat, he's doing that. So yeah, check out the Bristol Beaufort. It's one of those planes that's not often seen as a model, as a kit. It is, but people don't often see it. You often get like Lancasters and Spitfires and Messerschmitt 105, things like that, but you don't often get things like the Beaufort. And planes like that. So it's a more unusual subject, but it's a nice looking. I do like that plane. It's got far too much cockpit canopy at the front, which is weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of aircraft. Everybody thinks of Lancaster bombers and Spitfires and things like that, but the Beaufort and there's lots of other aircraft that happen to fly
they just don't seem to be fashionable, Ted, do they? I like the more obscure aircraft. It's like armour. I tend to go for support vehicles and that because. Yeah.
If you're really obscure, build World War II Japanese armour.
Yeah.
It looks like it was made by a farmer, but it's just the most obscure kit you can get. So there you go. So it's 148 Bristol Beaufort Mark 1 World War II British torpedo bomber. 47 quid for a 148 scale size bomber. That's going to be really big. I mean, not as big as that Lancaster, but it's going to be a big plane.
It's still a big old size, isn't it?
Yeah. So you're going to get a bigly plane there. It's a pity there's no other shots I can show you, but you get a bigly kit. 47 quid. That's a bit of a steal, though. So there you go. It's the Bristol Beaufort Mark 1. Next up, we have, you can talk about this one, Colin, because I know nothing about this. It's the Italeri 1/9 scale Yamaha Tenere 660cc Paris-Dakar 1986. It's the motorbike. Over to Colin.
Well, that is such a coincidence, Foxx, because that
Is that a coincidence, is it?
Yeah, that happens to be my next eModels build that I've got.
Does it?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Ready to go. Yeah, it's the Paris-Dakar Yamaha Tenere or Tenere.
Did you just say Paris correctly and everything?
Yeah, I did Paris-Dakar.
I'm very impressed by that.
Oh no, mate. And yeah, it is. It's one of those. If you watch the Dakar, do you see how these people gun through the desert on these bikes?
Like that.
Yeah, they are pretty amazing. They really are. And I am going to do it in a slightly, well, quite similar to the box art there, really, in a deserty dio with a bit of dust and detritus on it. But yeah, that's my next eModels build, Foxx.
See, I'd be thinking somehow 3D print a 1/9 scale Gene Stealer cultist and stick him on the back of that and make it all 40k Gene Stealer.
Well,
cult
this is it.
motorbike.
I have been searching to see whether I could find a 1/9 rider to go with it, but
Yeah,
I
I'm sure you can.
do own a resin printer, so I might end up printing one. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my next eModels build, folks. It's an Italieri kit. Having gone through the box myself, it really is a nice looking kit in there. Everything seems to be nicely moulded. Yeah,
It's
pretty much.
a funny shaped little spud, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you have such a large fuel tank in it, see. So yeah.
But it's kind of like big in the small areres and small in the big areas, and the wheels are different.
It looks a bit
The wheels are right.
ungainly, but
Yeah.
But when you think it's going through the desert, and you're sat astride that for a long old time, but yeah, and they are bulletproof. And the kit itself, as you can see by the sprues, you're getting a lot for your money.
Tubes.
It is 1/9 scale, so it's going to be a large old motorcycle, folks. And nice set of decals to go with it. You can do it fresh and clean, or you can do it a bit dusty, whichever way you want.
And keep in mind. Go on, Ted.
Yeah, you can see the basis of the motocrosser in there. It's just they put that huge tank on.
It's basically a dirt bike on steroids.
It's weird because if you look at like the top of the engine bit there, where the fuel tank, I'm pointing, you can't see, where the fuel tank starts. It's like they took a normal bike and then put another bike on top, basically.
I mean, as an ex-rider, you look at that and you think, God, that's going to be so top heavy. But dare I say, in the sand dunes, that's actually a benefit.
Yeah. But plus you've got this little dinky back wheel and this big front wheel as well, just because it's going to be it's trying to pull into the dunes, isn't it? It's trying to do that rather than push. So
I've now got to go and check my room next door to see if the Foxx has installed a webcam in there, because that is such a coincidence.
Coincidence.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so there you go. That's the 1/9 scale Yamaha Tenere, the Paris-Dakar. I'm going to say Paris now because you said Paris.
I know. It sounded all suave, windswept and interesting, didn't it?
I know, suave. And don't forget, of course, if you're wanting to get into 1/9 scale bikes, then these kind of kits are your kind of gateway drug, because at the other end of the scale, you've got your Tamiya 1/9s, which are like, 150, 200 quid because they've got a billion parts. So it's a good way to get something like this at this end of the budget scale to just see if you like it, and if you have fun with it, then you can start
there are a lot of choices on that as well. There are a lot of other Dakar bikes in stock at eModels, because when I was choosing this one, I went through quite a choice, So there is a variety there, folks. So have a look in the store.
Yeah, it's a good starter one if you're just wanting to maybe get into
big. And you can put it on some desert sand.
Yeah, desert sand. As I call them, babs. Big ass bikes.
For those interested, I'll probably be starting that second week of September.
Ooh, that's incredibly specific.
Yeah,
incredibly specific. So there you go. The 1/9 scale Yamaha Tenere Paris-Dakar 1986. Next, we have the ICM again, 135th Battle of Berlin, April 1945. 2 tanks in one, a T-34 85 and a King Tiger.
Oh, nice. For
König Tiger.
What's
Tiger in German? What's tiger in German? Tiger. König Tiger.
König Tiger. König, great big tank. Yeah, das ist richtig.
Yeah, 45 quid for 2 tanks.
Yeah.
So
That's a steal,
they're not-
that is.
Yeah, they're not going to be the super complex builds that you used to, because they're going to be obviously more straightforward builds. But now, how many people who could look at the Millennium Falcon and recognise those back panels?
Well, see, I don't name greebles from kits because I'd be accused of being in the hole, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you would never recognise the turret of a Baneblade, would you?
No,
Yeah, if you've ever
no.
made a Millennium Falcon, you'd recognise those exact bits on the back. I know all the greebles on the Falcon. I'm an idiot like that. So you're not looking at super complicated. They're not like, the kind of thing where you get one tank for this kind of price. They're
Yeah, but for an
More your straightforward
additional
builds.
couple of tanks for a 35th diorama, they're
Yeah.
perfect, aren't
exactly. Well, they're
'Cause if
beautiful
you've
little
got,
kits anyway.
If you've got an all singing, all dancing tank with hyper detail, you can have these other two in the background coming through the trees, couldn't you? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you've got your rubber band tracks. Nothing wrong with them. Nothing wrong with them at all.
God. I'm looking at 3-4 tanks here with rubber band tracks on them.
Yeah.
There's,
Yeah.
there's stuff you
Ain't
can
all.
do to them to make them look weighted. It's a shame I never got to do that T62 because I was going to learn how to do proper getting the weighted effect to the rubber band tracks. It's a shame,
Yeah.
really. We'll get around to it one day, maybe. So there you go. 2 tanks in one, 45 quid. Why are you waiting? Just buy it now. Just do it. Do it now. Get to the checkout.
Slap it in your basket.
2 35th scale tanks there for 45 quid. If you haven't done armour, you can't go wrong.
Yeah. Get them now. There is no bathroom. Get to the checkout.
Yeah. Looks like you buy
that's
one, you get one free.
It's not a tumour. So anyway, yes, there you go. It's the ICM 135th Battle of Berlin, April 1945, T-34-85, and a King Tiger. Of course, you could do one as blown up and one as not. Or
Exactly.
you could do both. Or you could. So there you go, 45 quid. Even if you just want a couple of blown up tanks for dioramas, it's a cheap way to get them. And last but not least, this might give it away a little bit. Ammo by MiG, ammo of MiG, ammo by MiG, ammo of. I never figured it out. Ammo by of MiG, ammo. I'll start again. Ammo MiG. Just says ammo MiG there. Anyway, let's just go back. So next one we have the ammo by MiG, 35mm City Dark Dust. It's one of their lovely, lovely pigments. I love ammo pigments. They're so good. They're so good.
Have I got some here? I'm not sure if I have.
I've got many pigments, but none in front of me that I can. I've got loads of them here.
North Africa dust.
Yeah,
I've got like
Light
light
rust.
dust. I've got dark earth, which is a brilliant
yeah,
one.
track rust, track wash, black, Russian
Rubble.
earth.
Yeah, Kursk soil. If
yeah.
you've never used pigments before, a really nice way to get a dusty sort of earth effect is to use like earthy pigments. Just basically get them on there, get them with some pigment fix so they look like dry earth. You can mix them with gloss varnish to make them look like wet mud. You can mix them with matte varnish to make them all clumpy so they go on like big clumps of dirt that's all dried off. There's so many things you can do with them.
And you can mix them together.
Yeah, I've done
Yeah.
Kursk soil and Russian earth together.
Yeah. Now, some people do like to get just bog standard artist chalks and grind them down. You can do that, but the difference is that chalks aren't designed to stick to anything, and they've got no adhesive properties at all. They're just flakes of chalk, and they won't do anything. Powders and pigments like this is basically paint with no liquid in it, so they won't necessarily stick, but they'll adhere better than say just chalk dust, and they will blend away, and you can thin them with thinners or mix them into oil paints and things like that.
They'll hold the colour as well.
Yeah.
So
Another thing you can do is you can, if you want to make, I've had it before. I've had a sandy coloured, I've had an earthy coloured powder, but I wanted a sandy colour, but I didn't have any sandy coloured powder, so I mixed it into some sandy coloured oil paint. I got some oil paint, put the powder in, munged it all up. It's like a real clumpy sandy colour, and then I just blomp it on. When it all dries, it looks like dry, lumpy.
Yeah, I've
Sandy coloured earth.
mixed it with extra thin CA glue before to make stodge for underneath the
Yeah.
arches. Underneath the arches.
There's the arches. So yeah, the thing with the ammo range is there's like a billion different pigments, and it's not just earth, it's rust. They've even got a gun, like a graphite powder kind of thing that you can use for track edges and things like that. So there's loads of different powders and colours, loads of different things. Give them a try. They're really good fun, and they will be. I've got loads of them. Once you use them, you realise how indispensable they are. You can mix them with other weathering methods. Sometimes you might spray on some Tamiya buff and then add some earthy colour powders. There's all different ways to do it. But yeah, check them out. You can make washes out of them. You can make all that kind of stuff. So that is the eModels City Dark Dust 3028. Have a look at the pigments.
Yeah, and they're only a £5. You can,
Yeah, they'll last you a while. The only piece of advice I give with these is don't ever use anything other than the worst old knackered brush you've ever got.
Yeah, they will repurpose your brush into the rubbish pot, won't they?
If you take a nice brush that's that shape and you put powders on your model, it could be like that by the end of it, and you'll never get it back. So, and also, never, ever, ever do not put paper down, because you know your wipe clean cutting mat that everything wipes off. You can't get pigments off it. Trust me. When you put pigments on a model, they'll fall off unless you fix them. But if you put them on a cutting mat, they're there forever and you can't get rid of them. So
yeah,
always
they
put
seem
paper
to
down.
stick to the cutting mat. It's like,
it's weird.
why is that?
Yeah, so there you go. So I'll go quickly through them again. Remember, there is the theme. We started with the incredible Border Models 132nd Avro Lancaster B Mark 1 or 3. The Wingnut Wings kit. We have the Dragon 135th Red Devils, Arnhem 1944, menu discipline Foxx. We have the ICM 148th Bristol Beaufort Mark 1 World War II British torpedo bomber. Get to the toilet. We have the Italeri 1/9th Yamaha Tenere. I don't know what that word is. Paris-Dakar 1986. We have the Battle of Berlin, April 1945. T-34 and King Tiger. Königstiger, ja, das ist richtig. Schnell. And of course the Ammo by Meg City Dark Dust. So I shall say... Oh.
Keith's saying in the chat there that Ammo are now selling special pigment brushes.
Oh.
Yeah, but they still go like that.
Not like that.
Yeah,
So I shall stop sharing
they come
that.
in the packet already like that, don't they?
Yeah. And I shall say, what is the theme? Go!
I think I've just worked out what the theme is as well.
I hope so, Ted, because it's not that hard.
I'm clever, I am.
Are you right clever?
I'm right clever, I am.
Let's have a look. Cheese and onion, says the Bobbins. No. Japanese surrender, end of World War II. I don't know how you got that, but no. I don't know how you got that, Jeff. What? Green, says Andy Preston.
Nope.
You're all overthinking it. Don't overthink it.
Andy Preston. Yeah.
Commonwealth Games, nope. Once I tell you, you'll be like, oh, really?
Is it worse than my one?
Camouflage, no.
Nobody's getting it.
It's not like models that are red or anything like that. World War II, no. Is the theme desert? No. Andy M, cities. Exactly, there we go. Andy M, well done. Andy M gets the theme.
I was trying to hint Andy Preston. Yeah.
So Andy M, well done. The theme is, of course... Do I need to go through? I'll go through anyway. I've got it there. Of course, we started off with the Lancaster. Then we had the Arnhem. Then we had the Bristol.
Bristol.
It's a city as well as some other things. We had the Paris-Dakar. I can't say Paris now. We have the Battle of Berlin. It's fairly obvious. And this one, of course, is the bit of a giveaway because it's the City Dark Dust.
Yeah.
I did a good one this time.
I'm impressed. I think Chris would have had that up there in the Chris scale of what's
No, but Chris would have used words that were in the descriptions and stuff.
Yeah.
His would have been like cities with populations over 50,000 or something like that. So well done, Andy M. That means you've won absolutely nothing. So Ted, would you please prepare the vacuum tube of sending nothing, please? Andy M, make sure your vacuum tube of receiving nothing is clear of detritus, yogurts, trees, plants, and small children.
Oh, hang on, we've got it returned. Hang on. It's gone again.
brilliant.
Ted, the human vacuum tube.
And Andy M says, cool, another nothing. The vacuum tube receiver is ready.
It should be getting there about now.
If you get B's,
Yeah.
B's can't be not guaranteed.
Exactly.
please
Or
look
no
after
B's can be not guaranteed. That makes a double negative.
Please
you know
look
what I mean?
after those bees. If you get the bees, just shove them back in the tube and we'll look after them.
Or, free honey, hey?
Yeah, why not?
Keith says, oh yeah, cities, well done. The Bobbin says it's like Chris is here with us.
Yeah.
Andy M says, cool, another, we've done that one. Carl says, my im has never been so pressed. Yay, loud whoosh, it's arrived, says Andy M. Don't eat it all at once, or at all, possibly. I'm not
Andy
sure what it
says,
is.
thanks, guys.
There you go.
Yeah, I think nothing of it. Yeah.
But we have got a thing, ain't we?
Yeah.
Oh, it's time for a thing, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, folks. We have got a giveaway this week, haven't we, folks?
Giveaway time!
I should have done a little thing, shouldn't I? I don't know what that is. But
I think we need jingles. We don't.
yeah, could have done with a jingle.
Yeah.
Jingle. We've got a thing. Yes, folks. Look at that bad boy.
Thing! It's
a
the thing about large aircraft tonight, isn't it? I don't know what this
it's
theme is.
The Kinetic Model Kits 148 Sukhoi Su 33C Flanker.
Careful.
Yeah, I know. I don't, yeah. And look at that bad boy.
It was worried he's going to mispronounce that.
I was.
Is this the one? Is this the one that's appeared in the? It was the adversary in the recent Top Gun film.
I think
Ted,
it might well have been.
I would never watch a Tom Cruise movie, so I can't confirm.
Yeah, but yeah, you've got big bombs of goodness. Foldy uppy,
It's
flappy
going to be
wings.
It's going to be a big chicken. Now, it's not often that James Mate decides to give away some quality Jeverage as the prize.
Yeah.
So make the most of this. It's a bit of a tasty kit.
Nice 48 scale. I don't know what the dimensions are. We'll get there. Let's have a
Huge,
look.
probably. It's a
Look
big
Look at the
bomber.
detail in that bad boy.
All the buttons in the world.
Yeah. So let's see if we can get some dimensions. There might be in another photo, but yeah.
I got news for you. There are no buttons. Get to the chopper.
Oh, you can have great fun with that, Ted, couldn't you? Doing all the bluing and all of that gubbins.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. You could use some of those Viejo metal colour, burnt iron and burnt steel and burnt jet exhaust. Some good colours there.
I think that says 48 cent. I don't know. I'm guessing. I think it's about 480 mil. So what's that?
48
cent?
centimetres?
Yeah. So
That might
yeah.
just be that might be the. Oh, I don't know. That's
yeah,
probably,
exactly.
It's gonna be big
but
anyway. It's
have a look yourselves,
bomber.
folks, because my eyesight isn't the greatest. But yeah, so you're getting that as the giveaway this week, folks. I think that is seriously a nice kit. So much.
basically you're getting a
show you
70
again.
quid kit for absolute free.
Yeah, I mean, look.
So
at
whether
that.
your aircraft is your thing or not, doesn't matter. You're getting a 70 quid kit for free if you win next week.
You know, even
week after
flatted the tyres for the weight. Look at all the detail, just where the wings fold. It's phenomenal.
Apparently, this plane is designed entirely to be used off one aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
Apparently,
There you
only
go,
launched off
folks.
one aircraft carrier in that sense. There you go.
So that's the giveaway for this week. So I'll come out of that. Are we gonna decide what we want? Comments?
Yeah,
wise?
all you need to do if you want to win that awesome kit, we will pull the winner in 2 weeks' time when we're back, of course, because we're on our summer 2-week schedule. If you want to win it, all you need to do is wait till the stream is finished, when it's a normal video on the eModels channel, and put a comment on there, and put a comment about the sea, true facts about the sea.
Yeah.
Amusing but not necessarily accurate facts about the sea.
Yeah, or a C-type joke.
Yeah, but keep it family friendly because we'll pull a winner next week. We may obviously see them on screen, so make sure it's family friendly.
Yeah.
But yeah, any comment, not funny but not necessarily factually correct, doesn't have to be, about the sea.
And you'll get a chance to win that bad boy because that is seriously not.
That is a bit of a big tasty plane.
The bobbin says even in 1/72 scale it would be a foot long. So yeah.
Yep. Andy Sember says, "Ooh, nice giveaway." So yeah, if you want to pick one of them up, absolutely free of charge, no cost to you.
Or if you want one, or if you want to buy one before
You've got to be in it to win it at the end of the day, folks. So
And if you don't win it, just buy one. Yeah, say you buy one, you get one free, but you don't because you buy one because you think you get one free. You know,
buy one, get another one as well.
Buy one, you got another one free. So yeah, put a comment, any comment about the sea when the stream is finished, not in chat, obviously.
Yeah, but good.
And there you go.
That's it. Well, I think that brings us to about the end of this fun-filled, fact-filled, fun show. Yeah.
I know we've run over as well, Ted, didn't we?
I know.
We've run over Ted. Oh no! Oh, new brew.
Yeah, I think what we'll do, we've gone over by 10 minutes. We'll take it off the next show. We'll finish.
Yeah,
And we didn't get any. And as far as we can tell, Bobbins does say, "Oh God, yes, I want that," about that kit. Apparently, as far as I can tell, nobody at all watching tonight has finished a model in the last 3 weeks. Because nobody got a ding.
There has been an heat wave, isn't there? And it's been a bit. And it's school holidays, and people could be away on holiday. So.
There was a heat wave, so Steve Monday only scratch built 5 different models in the last 3 weeks.
I was trying to give people a little bit of, you know.
No.
Well, it's 28 in my workshop now. And look, I've just got me this. No, I better not.
33 in here at the moment.
33
on the thermometer.
Good God, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think I better go and find a real bottle with some stuff in it, not some chips, and then settle down for the night after my week.
He'll go blind bottle picking again and get like a bottle of Dettol or something.
Yeah, he's going to come
again.
out with a bottle of white spirit, isn't he?
Yeah.
Mind you saying that, he'd go, yeah, I'll drink.
Ooh, lemon fresh. Oh.
Yeah, just put some orange in it and nobody knows it's different. Yeah, right, okay, yes, thank you very much for joining us tonight on this Monday night. Don't forget, we're not here next week. We've gone on to a 2-week rota for the heat of the summer, so we can get things done like holidays and lying out in the sun and being lazy. But until the next time...
I do that every day. What?
Yeah. But until the next time anyway, we'll leave you all to it. But thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, go along and see you guys at eModels, the website. If you like what you've seen tonight, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you've just
like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe. It's down,
subscribe.
Down here somewhere if you're on YouTube. But go along and then you'll get to see all the videos on.
Exactly, and I'll see you Wednesday on this channel, eModels, for the Wednesday evening stream with me and Dave at the Workbench Live.
What time is that, young man?
5:30 in the evening, UK, mate.
5:30, Workbench Live. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh no, it's got a ring to it, isn't it, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some jingles. Right.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
if I hadn't sold all my keyboards and synthesizers 12 years ago, darn.
I've got one up here. I've got an electric organ up here. I'll send
oh God, not electric organ. Oh dear Lord.
I've just got his image now. Ted doing the proper.
Come and get your black bin bags.
Proper lounge singing.
Hello, eModels stuff.
Oh, the blue misty hills of Tyree.
We will all leave you now in the theme of the nightclub singer. Good night, everybody.
Hello.